with the much anticipated first session of the Return to Ravenloft. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
But this is our much anticipated Return to Ravenloft, where a bunch of newbies who have not been or even heard of Ravenloft get to experience it for the first time in my campaign setting in a post-Strahd world. What that means, we get to find out together. Let's go around the table and just introduce everybody real quick. I am DM Stray. I've run everything from Made RPG to Fate to monsters and other childish things. I've played tabletop for well over half my life by this point, and you can see me run Abomination Vaults among my YouTube channel and Twitch. Let's go right around the table there. We're going to start with you, Sebastian.
Oh,
Introduce yourself for us.
my name is Nick. I'm very new to tabletops. This is the first Dungeons and Dragons playthrough of any type that I'm doing.
Not quite D&D, but that's not
Yeah.
important. Tell us about your character real quick. Doesn't have to be a lot.
He's a champion who's battling splintered faith at the moment.
All right. The paladin seeking to retain his faith. A very classic one. Let's go right around to you, Moira.
Sick.
Hi, my name is Silly. I'm playing Moira. She is a downpeer who was raised in a nunnery and basically treated like crap, and was looking for a sign, and it came to her in the form of a white snake who told her some interesting things, and now she's on a journey.
An interesting journey, hopefully. Move across to you, Lucia. Go ahead and introduce yourself and just two things about your character real quick.
My name is Jessica. I'm playing Lucia. She is a fighter who wields a spirit, really just likes to hit things.
Give us one tidbit about your character real quick. Why is she here?
She's been following her mentor, making her way to Ravenloft in search of the Knights of the Raven.
Okay. We'll wrap it up with you, Orion.
Hello. Name's Tiffany or Tiff. However you wanna call me. Been playing just a bit less than our DM here. Although I did play from as far back as Made RPG. As for my character, she is a Sylph Magus. And she is on a crusade to, just end undead.
Just in
Simple
general?
as that.
Kill every motherfucker?
Listen, it's a crusade. I
No.
don't need to make
I'm a
rules.
big fan of kill all sons of bitches.
My goal is simple.
Simple goals are the easiest to obtain. That's
I don't know
our
about that one.
party for tonight and for the foreseeable future. Hopefully none of our intrepid heroes will suffer the meat grinder fate of Ravenloft that it is so infamous for. Don't get too attached, folks. Regardless. Orion, Lucia, and Sebastian, as you have already played one session, Moira being a latecomer, which one of you three want to sum up what happened the very short session we had last time for one hero point?
The cold is the bad guy.
Never forget.
The cold. We fought against the weather.
We.
Coming from Wisconsin, I
had-
understand entirely. Though now in Texas, I also feel the need to fight the weather.
It's like I wore a coat, so I was very safe from.
Listen, I saw the
weather.
earplugs, and that was the weird thing to me. So.
Last time our party was on the back of one Ephraim Rushmore's wagon, a Knight of the Raven, and Lucia's mentor. Ephraim has decided that you lot are ready to head down to Ravenhold, having seen you work together as a party and overcome a few trials on the road. You made your way to the Grey Gates, down what they call the Dawn Road, the road that connects Greyhawk to the outside world. Magnificent stained glass, magically enchanted gates that raise lower on their own, with two large towering statues of knights, their heads long ago removed from their bodies, still clutching their pole arms with zealous fervor. Making your way down the road, it was then that you spotted a horde of creatures feasting upon some poor woman's corpse. Working together, you slew the enemy, and Ephraim, proud of your teamwork, congratulated you all. Congrats. And you all hop back on the wagon and have now arrived in what is now known as the small, sleepy town of Barovia. We will go ahead and start our adventure there as we come to, I believe, the fields outside of Barovia proper.
I will be back in 0.5 seconds.
Okay.
0.5.
Indeed. Flash. In a flash.
Really?
However, it is now approximately 11 o'clock at night. And as you approach this sleepy small village, passing through...
I am back. Ooh.
Welcome back. As you pass through the sleepy small farming village, a towering structure, some 1,000 feet up in the air. A castle overlooking this small village. Would any of you like to know anything about this structure?
I would.
Okay. We will go ahead and have you roll a society check for me.
Oh.
And I will handle that for you if you would like, since you do not have your token.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the titular castle Ravenloft, Lucia. Perched 1,000, maybe even 1,500 feet above the village of Barovia, always watchful. It is an incredibly haunted, cursed place. The thing of ghost stories that Ephraim might have told you, if you believe in those sorts of things. Where it said that on a full moon each month, if you were to wake up at the witching hour, you would spot a procession of dead marching their way up through the sky to the lofts of the castle, where hundreds and hundreds and hundreds perished. Regardless, Ephraim seems not to take too much notice of it, and he is going to quietly continue down the road. Right. Well, He turns to face you lot. First things first, let's find a good, nice, warm place to stop for the night, and we can continue our expedition to Ravenhold in the morning, shall we? And he motions to you, Sebastian and Lucia. You lot should also try and scrounge around for something a bit warmer than that. As he says this, you each take an additional 1 point of cold damage.
Oof.
Fucking A.
Your fingers are
Just
now...
warmer.
Your fingers are now fully numb. Which is both a blessing and a relief. Which means you can no longer feel the frostbite. But as you roil down the road, your wagon is unusually loud, as it seems like most everyone in this town.
Could I potentially use Produce Flame to help keep them up a little?
I would say Produce Flame does provide some respite. Unfortunately, you would have to continuously cast it over and over and over. If you were to exert yourself by repeatedly casting this spell the entire way, you would be exhausted, but they would not take the cold damage. Would you like to do that?
I will do it part of the way.
You do it part of the way. Alright. Unfortunately, that's not good enough. You're going to continue to take the cold damage as the last vestiges of warmth continuously flee from you just as you start to warm up.
Oh, no. We were so close.
I could offer a torch. That's the best you're gonna get.
Your wagon rolls into the quiet town of Barovia, constantly overshadowed by the castle Ravenloft and the cliff. What would each of you like to do, as Ephraim instructs you that it'll be about another 15 minutes of riding the wagon until you reach the inn?
I need to find a coat.
Aye.
I have a question.
Yes.
Am I here?
You are not. You are about to
Okay.
be here.
Okay, just double checking.
Aye.
I figured I wasn't, but
Sebastian, you'll want to find a lovely man by the name of Bildrath in this town. Bildrath will, well, I hesitate to say he'll help you, but he'll have what you need should you need it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Very good.
I will find Bildrath.
As you roll into town, Ephraim points to the largest building in town that towers over the rest of the town. A large, 5-story building.
Whoa.
are we supposed to see something?
We are in just a minute.
Okay.
You can barely make it out in the snow and the cold and the dark. But oh my god, is that light, you think to yourself. Light probably means fire. Ephraim deposits you each
warm.
at the inn. On the sign of the inn, however, you see the sign has been vandalized countless times. Squinting, you can just barely make out. This inn is either called Blood on the Vine or Blood of the Vine Tavern. Regardless, you each now stand in front of the tavern, in the cold and the dark, as Ephraim deposits you in front of the tavern before excusing himself, as he is now going to... That's not supposed to look like that. Ephraim deposits you in front of the tavern and excuses himself to go stable his horse and make sure that his carriage is not stolen in the middle of the night. This is a rather rough part of town, he explains. And, in fact, the whole country is, essentially. Did I not save this like this? There we go. To adjust something really quickly for Zoe here, as she was a late addition. Regardless, we turn now to you, Moira, as you huddle for warmth in this large tavern. It's the first sign of society you've had for several days on the road, journeying by yourself through very treacherous lands. Your only companion is your snake, Boros. And you find yourself standing alone in a strange new place, but a little bit excited to be on your own, believe it or not. As you stepped into the tavern just maybe 20 minutes earlier on your own, soaked to the bone from the snow and the cold. Do you have winter clothing, Moira?
Yeah, I think so. Hold on. Yes.
All right. For some reason, it's not saving the defaults. There we go. And then we need to switch to Bordos here and load him just the same. Regardless, Moira, what would you like to be doing as you wander into this large building, possibly even larger than the cathedral you grew up in?
I would likely start just by taking everything in, examining everything, kind of walking around in awe.
Okay. The first thing that strikes you is the large man that sits behind the counter.
It's a walrus.
The barkeep is a stout, rotund, dour-looking man who looks at you with a tired look. Possibly he's been working all day. Moira, would you speak to the man as you enter?
I'd probably be too distracted looking at everything unless he specifically addressed me.
Okay. He does not.
Okay. Then I am going to wander around looking at things.
Okay.
But once I'm done taking everything in, then I would probably approach the bar if
Okay.
nothing else happens in the interim.
And you can see your character, correct?
I can, yes.
Oh. Meanwhile, outside, Ephraim, stepping away from the three of you, it is very dark right now, Sebastian and Lucia. You're kind of stumbling around, not able to see much at all. Ariane, you see fine.
Noticing this, I actually offer to lead the two of them
Okay.
into the tavern.
The door is located here. But let's go ahead and show you guys the sign of the tavern as you approach. Scrawled out repeatedly. Shot with arrows. Maybe even shot with a gun.
It sure is. A wood. A wood.
A
Yep.
wood.
A wood.
Blessedly
Now that I'm
stepping
done.
out of the cold, Lucia.
I'm in. Let me in. Warm. Ah.
The dour, rotund gentleman looking at the newcomers. As the wind dies down finally, you find yourselves in a large, open space.
I really just want to sit in front of this fire.
Okay,
I guess.
let me do so.
I'm going to address this portly gentleman.
Okay. You do so. What would you like to say?
Good sir, I would like a beverage, please.
With a jowl
I'll go
that
with
moves slower than he speaks, the large rotund man looks at you. What kind of beverage?
I'm going to look around. What do I see for beverages that I know what they are?
Would a convent know about all of the alcohol?
That's why I'm asking, because I don't think so.
Give me a society check.
And before proceeds to order a Bloody Mary.
You don't know that this is even alcohol.
Okay. Is there one that's brighter than the rest?
Oh, yes. There
I
are
would like to point
several
at that
bright
one
bottles.
cheerfully and say, "Oh, that one, please."
I see. Can you afford this?
How much is it?
7 gold.
No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna point at a couple of the other bright ones. Are any of those less?
He glances over his shoulder and then back to you. I think most of these are out of your price range, miss.
Okay. I'll just have a glass of water then, please.
He sighs, rolling his eyes, before stepping into the back.
I'm going to drum my fingers against the bar and hum cheerfully as I wait.
Okay. Sebastian, are you where you leapt into the fireplace, bud?
Cold.
You're gonna set yourself on fire.
You take 2 points of fire damage
Oh.
as you...
I mean, if that's how he wanted to go, I wasn't gonna stop him.
I'm
I
warm.
just wasn't gonna question it.
Wet.
It's like I thought he was part of the fire peoples.
The fire.
Comfy.
We just figured he knew what he was doing.
No, no.
Why would
Comfy.
you believe that?
Sometimes I don't know.
You guys know you can just walk into that thing?
Mm-hmm.
I never would have guessed.
Was that a good idea?
I'm warm.
The man returns soon after, Moira, handing you the drink, not even bothering to be over the counter as he does it. It is a mug of room temperature water.
Thank you. How much will that be?
On the house.
Really? That's so kind.
Yes.
Going to cheerfully-
Yes, it is.
Take it and walk over to this table and sit down with it.
Okay. Bordos coiling around your arms and neck, slithering down your arm before resting on the table.
I am just going to be looking at this woman. Just curiously.
Okay. Yes.
What? So, what are you staring at over there?
Where they're doing a poor job of hiding their gawking at you.
Gonna just continue to dip my water cheerfully and smile at them.
A few silent moment passes.
Please, somebody but me say something.
When she smiles at us, I'd like to wave at her.
I'm gonna look around,
Like, hello.
confused.
Oh,
He's sure taking his time.
You each watch as the snake coils upward up her arm and around her neck before staring at you, Lucia, almost as if it has an intelligence in its eyes. A shiver runs down your spine instinctively. It is the eyes of a predator.
I'd like to look away.
Okay.
I don't like the snakes.
Did that give you the heebie-jeebies?
A little bit. You seen that snake?
You think she'll let me hold it?
Why don't you go ask her?
Ham, can I hold your snake?
It's about that time that the door practically bursts open. Gods damn. Gods be good. I need a drink.
Fire's over there.
I need something more than a fire.
Alright, alright.
A large, muscular, blonde man takes a seat at the bar. A round for me and my friends, please.
Are you good?
Sliding 20 gold onto the counter.
Ephraim, are you good?
I will be in just a moment, lad. Traveling always leaves me a little parched, if you know what I mean.
Traveling left me cold. I climbed into that fire.
He blinks at you for a moment.
No, he totally did.
Maybe
He's not kidding.
not a drink for him. And he takes back 5 gold. Once he has received his drinks, Ephraim makes his way over to the bench. Taking a seat, he distributes 2 drinks to the ladies and 1 drink for himself. Well,
You couldn't got me a water at least?
water is for people who don't leap into fires, Sebastian.
Yeah.
Actually, I suppose water is explicitly for people who leap into fires, but let's not get into the semantics of it.
I'm going to sip my drink.
It is
I will
actually
also.
quite good. If your character is a drinker of any sort, this is a deep, rich, flavorful wine.
Know how to pick it good.
I had nothing to do with it. You can thank the wizards of the Wineyard for that.
Will do.
Regardless, we'll sleep here for the night. No use in traveling at night. That's the absolute worst time. Unless
Be
you're
right
on
back, yeah.
active duty. And once we've secured our lodgings, rested up, we will head out in the morning and begin our trek to Ravenhold. And as he speaks, Ephraim kind of leans forward on the table, is addressing each of you individually, raising his eyebrows excitedly. We are very close to finishing our journey. I hope you lot are excited. Unfortunately, that means we will also have to part ways there. I get the feeling they will not let me instruct you for much longer, Lucia.
Why is that?
Well, I already have an apprentice that I've possibly, ignored for a little bit too long already.
I understand.
I hope you don't take it seriously, or personally. Unfortunately, he's been in the Order a mite longer than you, and, they have high hopes for the boy.
Gotcha.
And being the greatest there ever was, he says, laughing, beginning to down his drink. A good 30 seconds passes as he begins to chug his drink before continuing his sentence. And being as good as I am, they wish for me to train him. Don't worry, though. I'm sure many of my compatriots will be happy to teach the rest of you. So long as nothing terrible happens between now and then.
That's a hope, isn't it?
He knocks on the desk before standing. I'm exhausted. I'm going to order us a room.
Okay.
And he begins to speak to the barkeep once more. Moira, what would you like to be doing? You are receiving a compelling message from Boros in that way that you have become so accustomed to, not with words, but with empathy and feeling. Very rarely does he speak to you directly, but he's instructing you to go speak to these knights that have just came in. They will make suitable escorts for protection on your way to Ravenhold yourself.
Sorry, I would like to unmute myself and then
You may.
pluck up my courage and walk over to this group.
Okay. Moira, what sort of outfit are you wearing? Are you still in your convent outfit?
I am.
Still dirty a little bit, tattered from the road?
Probably.
Okay.
But I do have a winter jacket over it.
Okay. Let's say a big, thick, dire wolf fur cloak made out of a mottled gray whites. Nice fur collar.
What would be an alternative to sense motive in Pathfinder?
It would be perception. Although, what are you percepting?
Percepting.
Moira has, in fact, not said anything at all.
No, but she is approaching us, so.
Okay. Give me a perception check, then. Moira, are you approaching sneakily at all, or...?
No, just kind of shuffling over hesitantly, but trying to look courageous about it.
Moira is a lone traveler approaching your table, and she does not appear to be threatening or hostile. What she does appear to be is plucking up her courage right now. The snake coiling around her still, however, unnerves you. Once again, for just the briefest moment as your eyes meet, you get the feeling that this snake is far more intelligent than most normal snakes. And it shoots you a look far more dangerous than anything Moira has on her face right now. Despite this, it is only for the briefest flash of a moment that your eyes meet, and a chill runs up your spine, before the snake coils and turns away.
Hello. I'm so sorry to bother you all. My name's Moira.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. You as well. So I am trying to get to a place called Ravenloft. Are you guys
Ravenhold.
familiar? Sorry, Ravenhold. Are you guys familiar with it?
Do believe that is our destination.
I'm going to clap my hands together and smile excitedly. Oh, that's so wonderful to hear. Would you mind if I joined you?
I look to my two compatriots in a unspoken question.
I look to Lucia.
I smile at everybody, beaming.
After noticing Ariane has looked at me.
I would like to pat the table and offer her to sit with us. I think more help never hurts.
It is about this time Ephraim strides up. Excuse me, miss.
And turn around. Hello?
Hello. Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I've secured us our lodging for the night. Don't ask me how much it cost this godforsaken hour, but we may sleep in peace, should we manage to sleep at all.
I'm gonna whisper
Great.
lodging under my breath as I look at Boros. I hadn't considered that.
I motion to Moira and proceed to where now she is wanting to accompany us.
Ephraim looks at you blankly for a moment, before slowly turning to face you, Moira.
I'm going to hold up my hand and wiggle my fingers at him in a happy, cheerful waving motion.
He gives you an amused smile, but it is also a mixture of amused and, are you shitting me?
I do not notice the latter.
I need everybody
that
to
be
give
a-
me a perception check, please.
Okay.
It can be open if you would like. I do not care right now. Why is that still priestess? That's not supposed to be.
What was everyone supposed to do the perception?
Those of you who would like to notice this detail, yes.
Sure.
How do I roll that? Why can't I remember?
Yes.
Your perception is the small little eye icon on your character sheet.
Why is it my
Hold on. There we go. It wasn't working because I had it popped out.
It's alright.
I have no idea what mine was.
Those of you who watch Ephraim's amused smile, Orion Sebastian, since you have a much better view sitting across from him, so you can kind of get the full picture of him looking at Moira. Lucia, for you, he is directly behind you and you do not perceive this. Ephraim touches the hilt of his sword as he looks at Moira for just a moment before smiling. I suppose more company never hurt. Boros shivers on your shoulder, Moira. It is the first time he has displayed fear.
I'm going to reach up and absently stroke him to try and comfort him.
Okay. You do so, and Boros coils around you, almost possessively. This is the first time that Boros has displayed anything except complete control of the situation. Despite this, Ephraim slides a key onto the table. Well, fuck me. I've only bought 4 beds. I guess I shall go see about... And he raps his knuckles on the table. About getting our guest to bed.
Hey.
And he strides away quickly once again.
Sorry, I hope I'm not intruding.
Could try to share a bed.
Share a bed?
I don't see why not.
Boros sends you a warning message that this is dangerous. We are at our most vulnerable when sleeping.
I'm going to walk over and slightly tap him on the arm.
Yes.
I hate to intrude. I'm so sorry. How much is a room?
Right now, the upgrade to the suite won't cost me much. I would not worry about it.
I'm going to hold out 1 gold towards him insistently.
He looks at the coin in your hand before gently, and this is a first for you, gently closing your hand back around the coin. It's not often someone has touched you without causing you physical harm, Moira. He smiles.
I am going to flush and withdraw my hand from the touch unintentionally.
I appreciate the thought, but unfortunately, I don't think that pittance would help much. Does that make sense?
Yes. I'll find a way to pay you back. I appreciate it.
I'm sure you will. The man comes across as guarded for some reason. His smile is false, and it's easy to tell it's not a real smile he's giving you. You notice, Moira, he touches his sword absent-mindedly.
Do I notice? Hold on. What do I have here? Do I notice? Am I aware enough to notice this?
Yes,
Okay.
since you are so focused in on this conversation right now.
I guess I'm just gonna smile falteringly and go back to the table.
Give me a perception check, if you would, Moira, to notice one last little detail. No, you do not notice anything.
Okay.
Or do not notice this one detail. Regardless, Ephraim steps away from the counter, sighing so loud that you can hear him from across the room before placing a different key on the table from before. Now then, if we're quite done making friends. Are we? He says, shooting Lucia a look.
I think we are for right now.
That's good. And if we're quite done inviting strangers to bed, he says, shooting Oriana a look.
Drugs.
And you, he says, jabbing a finger at Sebastian.
What about me?
Should I get the list? Or should I just toss it in the fire along with you? That was a rhetorical question, boy.
Oh.
His usual stern demeanor breaks into an amused smile. We have a room on the second floor on the east side. You'll have to go outside to get to it, though. It is attached to the side of the building.
Nah, you can put one of the keys back. I ain't going back out there.
It's not. It's one, and he taps it. It's one key, Sebastian. I know math is not your strongest suit.
Fire.
Very well. I shall just sleep in a room full of women by myself.
No, wait, I want to come.
Is that not the dream?
Regardless, Ephraim swings open the door, and it is a cold, dark night outside.
I motioned to Mora out the door.
Oops. I see. Okay.
I was trying to
I'm glad you can, because I can't.
Ephraim begins to lead the party to the
Oops. I actually can't.
correct. Most of you actually cannot see at all right now.
Understandable.
Am I the only one who's able to see?
I would say as you step outside, Ephraim pulls out his scarf from around. He usually keeps his vivid red scarf tucked into his armor. But as he pulls it out, you each watch as the scarf has a bright white emblem. He rubs and says a few words before the light ignites.
My eyes.
Wow.
And then immediately heads upstairs, leaving you in the dark.
Oh, it's rough. That was for him.
I help people up the steps.
Okay. You may step into this white box and click the door icon in order to go to the proper connected area. If we could all just calm down about the door. The party rushes past Ephraim, knocking the poor man out of the way.
And I'm cold.
You're all
I call this one.
goddamn
I'm bringing
hooligans
the
is what
blanket
you
with
are. You've no respect for...
Elders first.
I'll remember this, Orion.
You set yourself up for that one.
Regardless.
She said respect your elders.
Ephraim takes a bed in the corner of the room as you each leave the door howling open.
Hold on.
The in-room is a small attachment on the side of the room, on the side of the building. But fortunately, it is quite cozy inside with its own personal fireplace, individual beds, and a neat little storage chest for all of your traveling gear. I would say it's been about 30 minutes in the tavern. It is now at about 11:32 at night. What would each of you like to do as Ephraim begins to strip down out of his armor, his heavy, silvery, golden trimmed breastplate? It thunks to the ground as he begins to take off his muddy travel boots, undo the sword on his hip, and begin to cram his pack into the storage chest haphazardly. Do any of you have a nightly ritual?
I'm going
I'm gonna go with no.
to just remove my headpiece and my jewelry and climb into bed.
Okay. Bordos coils around,
Goodbye.
turns your headpiece
crashed.
into a nest. Alright, well, I suppose I will have an early start to the day. While I make ready in the morning, he says, pointing to you, Sebastian. Take Lucia, go down to Bildrad's Mercantile. Buy yourself some winter clothing if you want to survive out here.
Will do.
Tell them that Ephraim sent you. And with that, Ephraim tucks himself in and begins to read from a small book.
Alright. Well, I got nothing.
Okay, you turn in?
Pulse.
Turn, yeah. Sounds good.
We'll go ahead and
The
say
early start.
Orion does as well.
I would like to as well.
You each do
I'm
so.
coming back from my PC crashing. I can't actually see.
How about going to here?
Thank you.
Forgot I had to activate it. The night settles in quietly. And before you know it, sunlight peers through the room, waking most of you. Moira and you, Sebastian, have the window, so you are the first to be roused by the morning sun. Okay.
Do I hear him stir?
I would say everybody
Reach in
does.
this matter.
Is there like a wash basin in the room or something?
Oh, good. You're all awake.
Give me a perception check, Sebastian.
Um,
The first thing you see as you awake, other than the blinding, radiant sun on your face, for just the briefest moment in your eyes, weary and bleary with sleep, you rub one eye. And for some reason, you get the feeling that you were being watched last night. As something out of the corner of your eye flees from your vision. Before you can, however, make out what it is, the rest of the room now seems to be stirring because of your antics. Moira, there is indeed a nice little wash basin placed directly on top of the fireplace.
was it to my left or right?
It was directly across from you.
Oh.
I'm gonna go over to the wash basin and just freshen up.
Okay. You do so,
And
washing
then-
the sleep from your face.
Put my habit back on and jewelry.
Ephraim and his gear are missing from the room as you wake this morning. But it is now...
I'm going to squint my eyes across the room.
the 12th of Abadius, essentially the 12th of January. It is mid-winter in Greyhawk. You can expect it to be a cold day.
Are we supposed to separate before heading there, or?
Ephraim mentioned that he had something to do. but has left to go tend to something and will be back once he is done. The only instructions he gave were to buy some winter clothing. Some of your wounds naturally heal over the night, but you are still pretty frostbitten, Lucia and Sebastian.
Can I, like, investigate or something? See, like...
Sure. Give me an investigation check. Actually, no, that would be a perception check in Pathfinder.
Perception?
Yes.
Alright.
In secret, please.
In secret. Closing. In secret.
You find nothing out of the ordinary, but you are now keenly aware this was where Moira slept last night. If anyone would have saw anything, it would have been her.
I borrow browse at him, just wondering what he's doing.
You each watch as the only man in the room has begun to ransack Moira's belongings.
Care to explain yourself, Sebastian?
You need something?
I was just trying to wake up. I was taking a walk.
In Moira's bed and belongings?
Listen, it's a small
I am
space.
listening.
It's a
Are
small
you
space.
sure something isn't wrong?
I tripped. Anyway,
Did you know?
Ripped.
we gotta go get coats.
Okay.
I'm cold. I don't want to be cold. I don't even want to go out there. Listen,
I'm still listening. Go on.
I think Lucy and I should stay here, and you two should go get the coats, so we don't take more frost damage.
On the way to the tavern, did I ever see anything resembling like a clothing store or something along those lines?
Ephraim instructed you to find something called Bildrat's Mercantile. Mention his name, and that shop would have what you would need. Regardless, Moira, Boros gives you an empathic feeling of, yes, this seems about right.
Well, happy to help however I can. Where should we go? Was I around for that conversation where he told them where to go?
I would say you've probably... No.
No, we were in the wagon.
No, you were in the
outside.
wagon.
Yeah.
So
Then yes.
before Ephraim just disappeared, he's wanting us to go find Bildrath.
Mercantile?
And make sure you tell him that Ephraim sent you guys.
Alright.
Do I recall having seen a place named for whatever?
As you
place.
just arrived? No.
Okay.
I am going to try to head back into the tavern/inn and ask the inn tavern keeper.
Okay. There is a door that connects to the tavern in your room if you would like to.
It will do.
I'll follow.
The corridor leads out into a small foyer.
Ooh.
Ooh, indeed.
And the stairs leading downward are to your north.
I look around as I head to the stairs.
What would you like to look for?
Just generally.
Okay. The room is modestly decorated. There is a very old looking, but pretty expensive, large rug in the middle of the room that kind of contrasts with the rustic, that's a nice word for it, rustic look of the inn. The wood here is well worn by many hands coming up and down the stairs, and the walls cracked plaster. The fireplace is sooty and dirty, full of ash. You get the feeling this building has been around for a very long time.
I look over the railing before heading downstairs.
Okay. It's about a 10-foot drop.
Okay.
As you each descend the steps, the barkeep is at his post once more. He looks very tired.
Morning, good sir.
Mindlessly, he is cleaning glasses, one after the other.
Mode. I understand.
He has a set of about 4 in front of him, and as he finishes the 4th one, he takes the 1st one again and starts over. What can I help you with?
Excuse me. Any chance we can know of where we can find Vildrell's mercantile?
He spits on the floor. Why would you want to go visit that bastard?
We were told to.
Sick prank. We told you to go visit him.
Looking for coats?
Yeah. That'll be the only place you can find anything in this god's forsaken hellhole. Do you still want the instructions?
Yes, please.
Very well. It takes about the next minute or two to explain that you go down such and such road, up this way. If you've gone to the church, you've gone far too far. But eventually you do receive instructions of how to get to Bildrat's mercantile. Though he spits every time he says Bildrat's name.
I take my pen and paper and write the instructions down.
Okay.
Once he's done giving us instructions, I'm going to thank him while smiling but staring at the spit on the floor.
At the puddle of spit?
Yes.
Don't thank me. Well, you'll see what I mean when you get there, I suppose.
Thank you regardless.
Would you like to order any food?
Sure, what's on the menu?
Wine, bread, stew.
Would you like some stew, Mora?
Yes, please.
2 bowls of stew, please.
That'll be 2 silver.
Put down the 2 silver.
Flops a large, calloused hand onto the table before sliding it directly into his coat pocket. He reaches under the table. For just a brief moment, you wonder if any of that spit might have... Oh well, that's not worth thinking about. As he pulls out 2 bowls and slops a hearty, hot, steaming, meaty stew. Surprising amount of meat for 2 silver, you think to yourself, Orion.
My thoughts are impressive.
Regardless, he passes you the bowls. Lucia, Sebastian, what are you 2 doing in the room?
I am sitting in front of this fire.
Okay.
I will return post.
Extremely concentrated.
I I would just like to ask, what was that all about? There's no reason to be going through her stuff like that.
Lucia. I don't know if we can trust Moira.
Why?
You had your back turned to him. But when Ephraim put out his shit-eating grin towards Moira, he grabbed a hold of his hilt like he was gonna draw his sword. And then when I woke up this morning, before anybody, out of the corner of my eye, I caught something dart.
Something
From her-
dark.
Dart, like dart across
Oh,
from her side of the room.
she does carry that little snake with her.
Give me a society check.
Who? Me?
I would say specifically Lucia. Lucia might know more about this than you.
Oh, okay.
I have returned.
Welcome back. Unfortunately, Lucia, being the fighter that you are, you're very skilled at hitting things. But when it
Yes.
came to history class and the history of your knightly order, far less interested. You kind of were daydreaming every time that Ephraim began to tell you things that weren't about how to kill things better.
In the meantime, eating my stew.
Okay. You're just gonna eat it at the bar?
At the table, to be precise.
Okay. You notice that Boros coils itself around Moira's arm, almost as if to shield her from you, interposing itself between you. The snake's beady little eyes unnerve you.
Wait, why is the snake between us?
Apparently it thinks I'm going to hurt you.
I'm going to once again pat the snake reassuringly.
Okay, you do so. Despite this, Boros tightens its grip on you, ever so slightly. Almost possessively. You get a feeling of danger.
Well, shall we go get the coats?
Holy shit. Finish my bowl.
Okay. It's about this
Yes, I
time.
forgot we're eating soup. I will also finish my soup.
It's about this time, Lucy and Sebastian. Your stomachs growl.
I like how we're going to finish our stew, go out the door, and that's when they'll come over.
All this thinking's making me hungry.
Well, you should probably eat something. We could make our way out. Find some good food.
I stand up in full sprint to the door. I want to eat.
Downstairs, you each hear a thump, 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 thump. The floors are not very thick here. The barkeep looks upwards in shock. What is happening? Wait, where are the other... Oh, the other two are upstairs. I see. Never mind, forget I asked.
I'm gonna come tumbling down these fucking stairs.
Give me an
Why?
acrobatics check.
Thank you.
I am just going to stare at this man and go like, "Did you want to join us that badly?"
Why?
Sebastian, you
Sprinting
grab the
at it.
railing. More so to turn yourself so that you don't have to stop sprinting, but as you turn the railing, you skid, leaping over the railing. Ah, that's much further than you thought it might be.
I'm going.
Whoa.
You
to
each watch
get
as
up.
Sebastian tumbles, landing on the railing, crumpling to the floor, bouncing off of the bar.
I'm going to.
I wanna
go
sp-
and
like, I
just
wanna-
hover over
You
him.
take 4 points of bludgeoning damage
Oh my God.
as
I
you
wanna hit
hit
the ground though, and
every
spring right back up.
single thing.
I'm
I want to
just
spring
going
right back up
hover
and just
over
make it
him.
look
Okay.
like I'm in no pain.
Good. You
I'm
good?
just like, hey, do you guys see that?
Unfortunately, yes, says the barkeep. Can you
All
not
right.
do that in my establishment? This place
Yeah,
is
but if-
old.
But if I landed it, it would have been cool.
No,
Can I get some
it
food?
would have been stupid.
No, it was only stupid because I didn't land it.
Am I supposed to be able to see anything right now?
I am just.
You are
going
supposed to be on the tavern floor. Did it not move you? It's supposed to move you
No.
when your character moves you.
My screen is black.
Okay. How
I
about
don't know
now?
where I am. No. Should I try and refresh?
You may if you wish to. It says you are on the page, but
I mean, I see her token, but that's about it.
yeah. Yeah, try to refresh.
Gotcha.
Alternatively, I'm going to smack this man in the back of his head, scoldingly.
Okay. You tumble to the ground, receive a scolding, and then immediately on the back of the head from Orion.
Oh,
Surprisingly,
Oh,
that one
for
hurt
it.
the most.
You know better than to cause trouble in public.
do
Moro
I?
sends you an empathic feeling of, yes, this seems about right.
You know, that smack hurt harder than the landing.
Good. I am going to turn around and start heading to the mercantile.
Okay.
But stop momentarily to check if Mora's following. Alright. We heading out. Don't cause any more trouble.
Can
Yes,
Telling me.
Sebastian.
you take him with you? He says, motioning to Sebastian.
I can't go out there.
I disagree.
Alright, heading out.
Good luck. Be safe.
No promises.
I'm charging you if he causes any more damage.
I got a big smile on my face.
Charge him for it.
I would like to
Ah.
Leave me out
Say-
of this.
Understandable. I would like to approach the bar and ask him what is on the menu this morning.
Wine, bread, stew.
Do you have anything restorative on the menu? Can I come back there with you?
Hold on, let me make sure.
Please come back out here.
Sorry.
No more trouble, please.
Oh.
I would like to ask him how much for a bowl of stew.
It's 1 silver.
I'll put 2 down on the bar. Tell him 1 for Sebastian as well.
Very well. He slops you a bowl of meaty stew with an incredible amount of meat for the price.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
As the ladies begin to make their way down the streets of Barovia.
Need to find a way to heal myself.
I'm over here.
Idiot.
Sebastian.
Bundles up with my traveler's cloak.
Oh please. Just sit down and eat.
Nom nom nom. I'm gonna go sit by the fire. Fire warm.
The ladies,
Just don't sit in it.
the ladies Moira and Oriana begin to make their way down the street, coming to a less respectable part of town before you find yourself standing in front of Bildrad's Mercantile. Would each of you like to step inside?
Yes.
Okay. You step inside, and immediately the stench of chemicals, mold, mildew greets your nose. And an older gentleman, garbed in dreary leather armor, wearing a long, thick robe with a hood, steps out to greet you. Good morning. This is much earlier than usual. How may I help you?
Blue winter cloaks. Oh wait, Ephraim said you could help us.
Ephraim, he says.
He-
Did Ephraim fail to mention that he still hasn't paid his last tab? He thrums his fingers on his desk now.
I assume added to his tab.
No, I will not.
Okay.
What do I need? We'll start off on a better foot. How's this? We won't make mention of Ephraim, and instead, your debt can be your own and not his. Wastrel.
Enough. Any chance I can get winter clothing? 2 of them?
You may. Do you have the coin?
Assuming they're not too much.
It's 1 gold. A cloak. Orion, give me a society check.
Okay.
Okay. You get the feeling something is off, but you can't quite tell what.
I would like to reroll that.
Okay, you'll spend your hero point to reroll that?
Yeah.
Very well.
Something slightly better, but no.
Okay. Let's do a, Very well. Orion, you remember the last time you went shopping? 1 gold for this fur cloak is a 250% markup. This is an incredibly expensive cloak. You could buy almost 3 cloaks for the price of this 1 cloak in another town.
Looks like we may have to take our business elsewhere.
Very well. Have a good day.
Because I do believe...
He gives you a smile that does not reach his eyes.
do believe you're overcharging.
Am I?
Is that because you're the only shop in town?
No, I believe that if you don't need it, don't buy it. If you want it badly enough, you'll pay for it.
Personally, I don't need it myself.
Well,
It's
that's
just my
good, then.
friends.
You may save your money. Might I interest you in something else to buy, then?
Mhm.
He sweeps his hand across the shop. You can buy most adventuring gear here. Should you need it.
Are you sure you don't have any cloaks that are a little less
Am
in
I
stock?
sure that I don't have my own stock?
I'm going to smile and nod at him.
He also gives you a smile that does not reach his face. Let me check, and he turns around, looking over his shoulder for about 0.7 seconds before turning back. Nope.
Well, thank you for checking.
Anytime. Do you want the cloak or not?
Ah,
Do I know that it's a huge markup for cloaks or no?
Would your character have been shopping? Ever?
No.
Then no. You would automatically fail that.
I got you. I would like to fish out 2 gold from my pocket and put it on the counter.
I'm glad that we could come to an agreement. He's going to snap up the gold quickly with pincer-like fingers before depositing it under his counter into some sort of storage container. You can't see from your end, but you hear the clinking of several coins. Before reaching back behind him, pushing aside some wares, sliding out a small box and handing it to the both of you. Opening it up, he reveals a dozen fur cloaks. Thick, nicely made, quality fur cloaks. It might even be better than yours, Ariane. Tattered from the road as yours is. What sort of cloak are we looking for, then? Do you prefer a color? A make? Perhaps a specific tailor?
I'm gonna look to Ariane for this one.
doesn't have to be fancy. Just
Very
keep
well.
the coal away.
He interrupts you, pulling up the top 2 most cloaks, placing them on the counter before putting the box back. Would there be anything else?
No.
You each hear a thudding footsteps up above.
And whatever is that?
My nephew. Footsteps are approaching this northern staircase now.
I look in that direction.
A large boy. Maybe no older than 18, but he must be at least 7 feet tall. Meanders down the stairs. Uncle, the stock's put up. Thank you, Periwinkle, but I am with customers right now. What have I told you? Okay. He fidgets in the doorway. Periwinkle,
Going to
did you
smile
forget?
at him.
Noticing Moira smiling at him, he latches onto her instead of his uncle's attention. He gives a bashful, giddy little wave before giggling and turning away.
I'm going to remain blissfully unaware and just look around again.
He seems precious.
Bildrat stares at you silently.
Was there anything else we needed, Arion? Did I ever get Arion's name? I think I introduced myself to them and they never told me who they were.
I will say, for the sake of brevity, you introduced yourselves before sleeping. Because Orion volunteered to sleep with you, let's assume she had the decency to exchange names.
I mean, I thought that would be pillow talk.
Fair enough.
Don't. Elsewhere, Lucian, Sebastian, what are each of you doing? It's not 5 minutes after you've watched your companions leave. You have downed the soup at the table.
Boy, that was great. That was sure worth falling down the stairs over.
Right.
I will open the door to the tavern and let Moira in first.
What? No, you guys are still not here.
What do you mean we're not here? Okay. Our tokens are here.
Yes, but you have not arrived.
Okay.
You are still at Bildrat's during this scene.
Listen. Can you blame me for thinking otherwise?
Yes.
I
Sebastian,
would just
it
like
does
to-
occur to you, you know medicine. You are, in fact, quite good at healing.
I slammed the table. Lucia, wait!
Okay. I'm waiting.
The barkeep looks at you tiredly. Don't. That's an old table. Please don't.
Sorry. I throw my hands in the air.
I swear.
What is it?
I assume you mean just directly above your head. You are now holding
Yeah.
your arms straight up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I swear, if we developed a damaged debt because of you, I'm going to strangle you.
When we leave, they're gonna give us a bill. It's gonna hit the floor. All the damages he's caused.
The stairs, the floor, the table. Anyway. I know medicine. Remember I said I needed to heal myself? I can just do that.
Great. Maybe you should do that. You seem pretty banged up.
Yeah.
Especially after that tumble.
Yeah, it wasn't too graceful. I'd try it again, though.
I know you would.
The barkeep sighs. That's what I was afraid of.
Alright, so how do I do this?
You will find the Treat Wounds action in your Exploration tab. You will see at the very bottom the Treat Wounds macro. It will be a script down at the bottom. If you'll click that, it'll ask what you wish to treat wounds with and such, allowing you to apply things such as risky surgery. There's also just a Treat Wounds macro if you...
Yeah, I'm gonna hero point this.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and just... Well, I'm trying to use this, this toolbar.
Yes, you may click and drag that
I love it.
onto your bar.
Yeah, I have it put right next to this macro thing.
Okay.
I love this toolbar, it's so nice.
Oh, you mean the clickable one, not your actual hotbar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, let's try that again. Oh. Why did it roll so many dice?
Because you succeeded and you immediately would roll to see what
Oh,
you
that's
heal.
cool.
Sebastian spends about the next 10 minutes after dinner just quietly beginning to patch himself up. He takes out a small kit full of needles, gauzes, bandages, various poultices, and herbs. and begins to dab some ointments and poultices across his bruised, burnt, frostbitten skin.
Literally have taken 0 damage from enemies. Just environment. Environment is not my friend.
We've noticed.
He is his own enemy.
Regardless, after about 10 minutes, you've each handed your bowls back. Sebastian has patched himself up, and you now find yourself still with a little bit of time. It seems your party members have not quite finished their business. What would each of you like to be doing this morning?
That's a good question.
Still no sign of Ephraim. Still no sign of Orion. No sign of Moira.
I'm just going to kind of soak in the food and the healing and the fire for a minute.
Soak in the atmosphere of the inn, this rustic but massive building that towers over most of the town. Can't help but wonder if maybe how old this building really is. It looks pretty similar to most of the other buildings, but maybe the entire town is just ancient, you think. Despite this seems to be a local hotspot, as though I do not have the tokens for it, there have been a constant gathering and smattering of some townsfolk in the corner of the inn, chatting and drinking quietly, even in the wee hours of the morning.
Do you think they'll be back soon?
I hope so. I would like to take a peek outside, see maybe if I see them.
Okay. You may do so. The howling gust of cold greeting you, like an old enemy. Step out into the shelter that connects to the stable to your west, peering outside. You still see no sign of anyone.
I'll return back inside.
Okay.
Take a seat back at the table.
Did you see anything?
No, they've been gone for a long time. Maybe we should go look for them.
I'm not going out in that weather. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not until push comes to shove.
Do you think they'll be back soon?
Let's give them 10 more minutes. And then
Okay.
we'll go looking.
Ladies, you step out of Bildrat's, wondering if the snow or his attitude is colder. Cloaks in hand, your mission a seeming success. It is about that time that one Ephraim rounds the corner to greet you. Ephraim throws up his hand in a warm welcome. Orion, I see that you have another winter cloak. Where are the others?
They waited at the end. Also, he seems nice.
He blinks at you. We should have a talk about you and your intuition.
I don't mean that literally.
I should hope not. In fact, Bodreth is probably one of the largest bastards I know. Unfortunately, he also has a spine made out of steel, something you'll not find in this town too much.
He would not let me use your name. At all. Also, apparently you have a I've yet to pay.
Let's not worry about the depths of the past, shall we?
Anyhow.
Shall we head back?
Alright.
And he's going to begin to kind of pat both of your backs into going back to the inn.
I will head that way.
Okay. As you round a corner, Moira, I need you to make me an athletics check. Actually, a fortitude save.
Can I? How do I do that? There we go. Okay. Okay.
Well, damn.
Okay.
Nice.
It is about a 15-minute walk back to the inn. Moira, you feel Boros coil around your arm. And just as you turn a corner, Orion, Moira, you feel Ephraim touch your shoulder, and Boros immediately lashes out, striking him, piercing his gauntlet with his fang. Despite that, Ephraim's hand on your shoulder clutches you painfully.
I'm going to scold him. Boros, what the heck? And then, like, try to shrug away from his firm grip while wincing.
Boros is sending repeated, constant signals of danger, danger, danger to you, Moira. Orion, give me a perception check.
I would like to have a token to be able to.
You may go to the PCs tab and find your characters.
Is that in my character select or landing page, or what am I looking for?
In the Actors tab. Do you not have a PCs folder with your characters in it?
I'm looking. There's 2 of them, actually.
Okay. Click the one with your last name. Okay. Orion, you are walking for the next 2, maybe 3 minutes before you realize that nobody is following you anymore. You are in these streets alone. Meanwhile, Moira, you have...
Start heading back.
Okay. Moira, you have been politely but firmly pushed into a nearby alley by the older gentleman, as your snake has refused to let go of him. His hand roughly beginning to squeeze and crush your shoulder, forcefully holding you in place.
Sorry, that kind of hurts. Could you loosen your grip? I'm gonna try to grab Boros and gently yank him off while scolding him again. Boros, let go.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh boy.
Okay. That's not even that bad. Good job. Darn, it didn't save what I needed it to save. I will just say this. As you go to pull away, Ephraim is able to hold you in place. Boros also resisting you, the two creatures at odds. Ephraim is now about 4 inches from your face as he leans in, pinning you to the wall, Moira. Your pulse quickens as you realize just how strong the seemingly older gentleman is. You could not break free even if you wanted to. He stares into your eyes.
Going to ask him to let me go again.
I know what you are, monster.
Do I know what he means by that?
Probably the same thing you've heard your entire life.
Okay. I have no retort. I'm just going to stare at the ground.
If it were up to me, I would run you through where you stand.
Is Boros still biting him?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to stop trying to yank Boros off. My hand's gonna go just limp on him.
Fortunately for you, the Raven's teachings prevent me from doing this act of mercy. I do not understand why.
I'm just trying to do what's right.
Oh yes, a likely story. Many of your kind believe that they were right. Orion, you emerge around the corner and now see Ephraim has pinned Moira to the wall.
And ask what's going on.
Ephraim remains silent, still holding Moira. Eventually he relents after a tense 10 to 15 seconds of silence.
Going to rub absently at the place he was squeezing and shuffle a few steps away.
It is unusually painful, even for someone raised like you. Boros coils around you defensively, as if nursing that area. We should have a talk about your social skills sometime, Orion. He brushes past you, bumping into you with his shoulder, before continuing down the road.
I am no longer smiling. I am now sad.
It is about
I'm going
that time.
to not follow him, but wait for Orion.
Okay. Orion, do you follow after Ephraim?
Wait on Mora to then follow.
Okay, I will follow her.
Okay.
Hesitantly.
It's about that time. The door to the inn swings open, and Ephraim and the ladies step through.
There you are, you son of a
Oh,
gun.
hello.
I'm sorry, I got a
heck.
little distracted.
Hand them their cloaks.
I'm going to hastily snatch one out of Arion's hand and wrap it around me.
It is a black dire wolf cloak. Almost gaudy with how thick and luxurious its pelt is. Less a patchwork of several furs, as you become used to, but only about 2 or 3 furs. These were massive creatures, you realize. These wolves must have been about 6 feet tall.
These things
Wow.
must have been taller than me.
Yours, however, Lucia, is quite the opposite. Dozens upon dozens of different colored cloaks. Grays, whites, even some shades of reds and browns make up your cloak. It is soft, incredibly so, pleasant to the touch. Ephraim takes a seat. Right. Well, I only have one last point of business in this town. I'd like to make some inquiries as to that woman we found on the road earlier, or last night. And once that's done, we'll be on our way to Ravenhold, he says, clapping his hands and rubbing them together. At long last,
I'm just happy to be warm.
Small delights are the key to enjoying life, I suppose, Sebastian.
Did you guys eat your food?
My belly's full.
Yes.
My wounds are tended. My skin is warm.
Oh, you should
ready.
also tell Ephraim of the trouble you've caused before me and Morris head out.
Ha ha!
I can only
Start scratching
imagine.
the back of my head.
I can only imagine.
Your tab might be a little bigger. Then I'm
He
just
sighs.
I'm gonna turn away from him.
Very well. Who would like to join me for some inquiries? And it's about that time that the door flies open.
Turn around.
Stand up.
In runs, not walks, 2 small children. They couldn't possibly be older than 10 years old. The little girl older than the little boy looking to be maybe about 5 years old, still clutching a teddy bear in his hand, the little girl holding his hand, panting heavily. Can somebody help us?
I'm going to rush over to them and ask them what's wrong.
The monster in our basement got out.
What? Monster?
Yes.
Alright.
Where are your parents?
In the basement. I think the monster ate them. The little boy is barely choking back tears as his older sister apparently begins to cradle him and shush him.
Tell us where to go.
Ephraim speaks up. That'd be the old Durst Manor then, I assume.
I turn to Ephraim.
How did you know?
The inquiry, you,
Something like that, he says bluntly.
lead the way.
You must
What
be...
goes on there?
He motions to the little girl. You must be a Valeki. Yes. Ephraim grunts, as if lost in thought for a moment. Tell us more about what happened. The little girl patting her younger brother's head now. We woke up this morning and there was a lot of noise coming from the basement. The basement. Yeah. I wasn't even aware your manor had a basement. Yeah, our parents say to keep it quiet, though. Go on. So, the monster in our basement, our parents keep a monster in our basement, and they say not to tell anybody, but I think it got out last night. When we woke up, everybody was gone, and it was just us. And we could hear, like, growling and howling in the basement. So I grabbed, my brother, and we ran, all the way to town, on our own.
Oh, you poor things.
The small boy, now at your voice, Moira, begins to break into a squall before hugging your leg, clutching his teddy bear with one hand.
To embrace him and rub his back as I look helplessly at the group.
Should probably head over. Can't very much leave it be, right?
Lead the way, Ephraim.
Me?
Well, I don't know
Yeah.
where I'm going.
You said you know the way there.
He sighs.
Do you want to let the children lead?
No, The Velekians are not well liked around town. You think we don't know that? Barks the girl. Pushing past you, Lucia and Sebastian, getting right up in Ephraim's face. Maybe coming up to half his height, she points her finger up at his face anyway. You think we don't know that? But what are we supposed to do? Ephraim shrugs. What happened to your guards? What happened to your thugs? He says coldly. We woke up all alone. There was nobody left. It was just us. It was me and Thorfinn. And she darts back over, and now she is also hugging you, Moira.
I will put my arm around her as well and pat her on the back.
Okay.
Hold on. Ephraim's right. Why is it only you two?
The little boy breaks first. And it looks like while he was content to let his sister do most of the speaking, he finally stammers and stutters, sniffling. Mom and Dad told us never to go in the basement because that's where the monster was, but they did. And I think that's why it ate them. Shush now, Thorfinn.
Did you go into the basement?
No.
And how do you know all this?
Because
I don't think they would be here if they did.
how do we know all this? Because we woke up and our house was empty. All of our servants were gone. All of our parents are gone. But all I could hear was that growling and screaming and howling from below.
Certainly, we have to go help them, don't we?
If anything, I would like to say to Ephraim, if anything, we should put this monster down
If there even
so
is
it
a monster.
doesn't harm anyone else. Because it could escape the manor.
There is a monster, the little girl states. Yes, I'm sure there is a monster in that house. Though I'm not sure it's the one you're thinking of. Did I mention what I found when we investigated that woman's corpse, by the way?
No.
I turned to Ephraim. The look of curiosity.
She just happened to be wearing a Valekian servant uniform. She was also pregnant with child when she was ripped to shreds. The little girl now buries her head into your leg, Moira, covering her ears.
Perhaps we shouldn't talk of such things in front of the children?
She couldn't have mentioned that a little bit sooner, Ephraim.
Well, that was what the inquiry was going to be. But, well, it seems it came to us instead, did it? The Valekians are well known around these parts. They've been here for about 200 years now. And all along that time, they've lived in the old Durst Manor. We've been keeping an eye on them for a while, the Knights of the Raven. We think they're... Well, there's no easy way to put this, kids. We think your parents are cultists. That's not true. Yeah, it is.
If that's the case, is it still okay to blame it on the children in this?
No, I'm not blaming the children. I think it's just stupid to rush in there by ourselves. If this is cultist activity, I will need to contact my order. The little boy sniffles and finally tears away from you, Moira. But that could be days! Ravenhold's far away! They'll be eaten for sure now.
Ravenloft. That's where we were going in the first place, right?
Yes. The old Durst place is in the complete opposite direction. Maybe about a half-day's ride. Back towards the Grey Gates. We would be doubling back.
We can't just leave the children.
We're not going to leave the children.
Are we bringing them with us?
No. We can keep them here. They can stay in town. And we can ride to Ravenhold. But what about our parents? Ephraim remains silent.
Frown insistently at the group.
I'm going to look down at the floor.
The Valekians are well known around these parts for their cruelty. And frankly, for their debauchery. There's no easy way to put it. But they are known to traffic human beings. And we have long suspected them of cannibalism. The children remain silent.
That's a bummer, huh?
Doesn't feel right
I
not
suppose
to
my
help
point
them,
being,
but
I do not feel the greatest desire nor need to blindly rush into what might be a dangerous scenario, what might be a trap by some cultists. It's not a trap, says the little girl, Ephraim raising a hand to shush her. I can make my way to Ravenhold. If you are so insistent, he says pointedly at you, Moira, in helping these children, then feel free to investigate on your own. I, meanwhile, would prefer some backup. Unfortunately, the lot of you are novices in our order, he says to you, Lucio, Sebastian, Orion. And while you've proven yourselves capable, I'm not quite sure that you're ready to just embark on a mission without support. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
I'm going to remain silent.
But what about our parents? Says the little boy.
I'm going to kneel down and try to explain to him that I want to help, but we need
Then
more
do it!
people first.
You're grown-ups.
I'm gonna
Just
look
because our
helplessly at
parents were
Ariane.
mean to you doesn't mean they should die. The little girl hugs her brother. Shush now. We knew this was a long shot. We know how these villagers are like. We will have to find help some other place then.
I'll help. Just tell me where to go.
The children look to you, Lucia and Moira, with some measure of hope, finally. We can lead you there.
I'm going to look at the others and look back to the children and nod at them.
The children look to you, Orion, Sebastian.
Ephraim, would it be alright if we did go ahead and you head back for backup? I don't feel right not helping these kids, and I don't feel right leaving a monster loose to feast on other people. Possibly even reach this village unchecked.
Ephraim sighs deeply. Very well. You'll find the Durst Manor about a half-day's walk to the east. Follow the road. It's the largest manor in the middle of a field. You can't miss it. You'll see it for miles before you arrive. It's got a large iron gate on the front of it. And, he says, beginning to reach to his gear. He removes the shield off of his back. To you, Sebastian. He hands you a large kite shield, the shape of a teardrop, with the rounded part at the top and the pointed at your feet. It is a big shield, maybe about 4.5 feet tall, that tapers down into a sharpened point at the bottom, painted black with a white raven on it.
Whoa. Are you
are
giving?
given a sturdy shield. Ephraim's shield. This will keep you safe. And you, he says, motioning to the rest of you. He reaches into his pack and begins to pull out a red vial for the rest of you. You each receive 1 healing potion from Ephraim. Even you, Moira. But as he passes you your healing potion, Moira, he hesitates and thinks for a moment. Not sure this is going to do you any good. Do you understand me?
I will slowly nod.
He releases the healing potion into your grasp at long last. The room grows silent. The kids fidget. I will ride as hard as I can. Expect me to be back in 2 days.
I'll hold out till then.
Please do.
I will pull out parchment and pen to write down directions.
Directions to the Durst house?
Yes,
Okay.
because we don't know where we're going and we're not taking the kids, right?
The kids have volunteered to lead you there.
Ah, okay.
Regardless, after a tense moment, Ephraim sighs once more and looks at you. You know, it takes a great deal more courage to stand up to an ally than it does an enemy. I'm proud of you all for that, even if I am a little frustrated that you won't listen to me. You're following your heart and doing what you believe is right. I just hope that doesn't get you killed. Do you understand me?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I want that shield back, by the way, Sebastian. Don't go losing it.
I grip it with 2 hands, like I'm hugging it.
It is oddly comforting. You can tell this thing is very well made, despite the dozens of scratched paint jobs, dents in it. In fact, it's missing a good chunk near the bottom. Regardless, this thing feels hefty in your hand. It is solid as shit.
It's solid. I'll be right back.
So am I gonna be like over encumbered with all these shields now?
No,
Okay, cool.
you have strength this time, bud.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right, I'm strong.
Regardless, Ephraim sighs. I'll make for Ravenhold immediately, unless I'm not to waste any time. Expect me back in 2 days.
We won't let you down, Ephraim.
He muscles his way past most of you before heading towards the stable quickly.
Right. We bust that up.
The little girl nods, and the boy hugs Moira's leg, clinging to her skirt tails. The little girl now visibly relieved with Ephraim gone. Did we do something wrong?
No. For now, we best hurry.
Yes, you're right. Follow me. It's a long road. The children begin to hustle out the door with you lot.
Sorry about the stairs, barkeeper.
He looks completely disinterested in whatever is happening right now.
And I full sprint out.
Okay.
At least lock the door.
We go now to the Valley of Greyhawk, where it is currently 8:30 in the morning.
back.
Welcome back. And as each of you load in, we will continue. I believe most of you are here now.
Yes.
You arrive at 6:30 in the evening to the old Durst Manor.
I'll inspect the surroundings.
All right, can everybody see?
Yes.
I
Okay.
can see the smoke coming out of two different chimneys.
I have to reload my page very quickly on my DM screen, and then we will begin.
No worries.
There we go. The first thing you hear, however, do I not? Oh no, do I not have it? Ah, there it is. Ha 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 ha. You hear voices, and it sounds like a party is happening inside.
Stares at the kids and back at the manor.
They stare at the building. I don't know. It was quiet when we left, other than the growling.
I'm gonna pet and shush them and nod as if I believe them.
It is a vibrant party, it seems. You can hear muffled noises of eating and talking, chatting, plates clinking together, silverware clanking, Baroque music playing, some sort of harpsichord,
I'm going
violin.
to cautiously approach the manor
Okay.
and just going to keep the kids somewhere behind us. We're in the middle, protectively, just in case.
The huge iron gate swings open with a creak, desperately in need of oiling. Despite this, there is no lock on this gate. It swings open freely, and as you step in, you notice this is a small portico. Does everyone know what a portico is?
Nope.
It's a new word to me.
Essentially a door that leads into a small area before you get to the house with another door. Think of it like a enclosed porch.
Okay.
Oil lamps hang from the portico ceiling by chains, and the doors are well made, oaken doors.
Place is well kept.
Of course it's well kept, she says. We Valekians are proud, a noble family. We came to this valley 200 years ago, and she's stopped by her little brother.
Pats her head. It's alright.
It was more of an admiration than... You know what? Forget it.
Yes, I will forget.
I,
Do each of you enter?
Yes.
Yes.
Very cautiously.
Okay. I believe you should just be able to click the door icon and enter, although I don't think you have sight yet.
Please select at least one token.
Yes.
So no.
Please position yourself in the order you would like to enter this manor. The kids begin to follow you inside, but stop. Maybe we should stay out here if there is a monster. And then if you guys don't come back, we'll just go get more help.
What if the monster is outside?
No, it can't get outside. That's what our parents always said. It said it has to stay in the basement.
And yet, everyone vanished. And supposedly not by this monster, right?
Well, I don't know. I just heard the monster and then I couldn't find our parents.
For now,
Right.
stay with us. That way we can try to keep you safe.
The small boy bursts into tears. I don't want to go back inside.
Want to stay out in the cold?
He shakes his head yes vigorously. There's no monsters out here in the sun. That thing was scary to hear. Me and Thorfinn can go hide in the stables over there, she says, pointing to a nearby building. And then if it gets dark or dangerous, we'll come find you.
I follow them to the stables to inspect the stables for safety.
Okay. Give me a perception check. You find nothing out of the ordinary. The horses are gone. In fact, there seems to be no living life at all nearby. It leaves the place feeling eerily quiet, and the sounds of the party completely out of place as the only signs of anyone around.
I suppose if the children feel safer here, then can let them stay here.
I was not aware y'all followed me.
I assume
But
Moira
that's
is
fair.
most concerned with the children.
Fair
Yes.
enough. It irks me that there is not even a living animals around. Are you sure that you would feel safe in here?
Yes, we can hide real good.
Do not let yourself be seen.
We won't.
I'm
She is
going
now
to pat
trying
them
to.
both on the head before I leave them there.
She's now trying to quiet her brother's sobs and tears.
Can I
Hush
drop
now,
them my
Thorfinn.
tower shield?
If you wish.
Your tower shield?
I do have a tower shield. I have 2 shields now.
Okay. Would you like to give it to them then?
Yeah. Here. If it gets too crazy, just hide underneath this thing.
Small girl, barely able to. Okay. She
Alright.
props it against the corner of the stable before. It's a little, big.
It'll keep you full body protected.
Okay. She begins to place some straw over the shield and make a sort of hideout with the shield.
I offered him my blanket from my bedroll
Okay.
and covered him with it. This should keep you warm.
Oh, Spade, you've now spent about 20 extra minutes sheltering the children.
Yes.
It is now about 7 p.m. at night, and it is starting to get dark out. Please hurry.
We should probably make our way back into the manor.
A full sprint back to the manor.
You're going to tire yourself out, please.
Okay.
Please don't
Full
trip on the
sprint.
way.
Would we say that, Sebastian is leading the charge into the manor, then?
Yes.
Probably.
Okay. Let's go ahead and arrange our marching order here for me, if you would. Who is going first into the manor?
He's
Well,
He's
more
charging,
likely
isn't he?
not Sebastian. I assume.
Stand behind him.
Okay.
Going in shield raised.
I'll keep Mora in front and I'll cover the rear in case anything jumps up at us from behind.
Okay. You'll bring up the rear. Moira, are you in front of Lucia or behind Lucia?
behind Lucia.
Okay. Taking up the third slot. As you guys enter, you are able to hear the sounds of the party coming from the west, deeper in. The first room that you have now charged into, Sebastian. Hanging on the south wall is a large shield emblazoned with a stylized golden cross upon a lush green field of wheat. Stony-faced
Can I try to-
aristocrats
Can I
flank
try
the
to
shield.
recognize the shield?
Go ahead and give me a society check.
I'm going to draw my weapon in case.
Oh boy. Yeah, oh boy.
Jesus Christ.
I
These are
question if it's even a
clearly-
shield.
These are clearly the marks of the Knight of the Ravens. You can tell because like the cross thingy, like that's like a raven mark thing. It's pretty similar.
Please tell
Yep.
me.
You are
Correct.
completely
I clap my
unaware
hands together.
that you are holding a Knight of the Raven shield with the proper mark in your hands.
I turn to the party and I clap my hands together. Well, that's a shield, all right. And then I turn back around.
Nod.
Ahead,
Interested.
mahogany doors framed
I am-
with stained glass
I'm
trickle
going
out
to
some light.
inspect it after he points it out.
I want to go knock on the door
Okay.
since it sounds like there's a party going on. Let's see if someone answers.
And he's mad that he wasn't invited.
Yeah, I'm pissed. Forehead vein is out and everything.
Oh my goodness.
Would I attempt to inspect the shield
Go
myself?
ahead and give me a society check.
To be fair, all I did was look at it, turn around, and go, "Yep, that's a shield." So,
As you are untrained, however, you will not get the full effect, Orion. But yes, you
That's
do
fine.
recognize this is likely a family crest. Probably this family's family crest. You saw a bunch of farmland around. It might be their golden cross on their farmland crest. You're unable to ascertain much more.
I can assume just Valerian crest. Maybe?
Valekian.
Or, yeah, that.
Alright. As you stride up to knock on the mahogany doors, you are able to kind of see through the stained glass, and you notice a, let's see if I can see it. You peer out through the window, and you spot a checkerboard floor, nice marble flooring, and a statue to the north, a spiral staircase that leads upward, a hallway, and several doors scattered around. With a large grandfather clock, a light emanating from the south indicates probably some sort of fireplace.
Foxy.
Regardless,
Foxy.
as you knock on the door, nobody answers.
Alright. I guess we're gonna do this the uninvited way. And I'm just gonna open the door.
Okay.
Fiddle about it.
It swings open. It's not locked or anything.
Oh. Alright, I'm gonna step right in.
Okay. Ah, nice and toasty.
Ah. Always by the fire.
Wide hall greets you. It's maybe about 15 to 20 feet wide. Black marble fireplace greets you to the south, and a marble red sweeping spiral staircase at the opposing northern end. The wood-paneled walls are ornately engraved with vines and flowers, nymphs, satyrs, all sorts of visions of woodland creatures and delights. It's all very pretty.
No.
Give me a perception
I'm
check.
thinking.
Anyone else who would like to stop and examine this hallway? I'll say up to 2 of you, just to keep things moving.
I got it. Okay.
Sorry, I was too fast.
Yeah, I know.
Moira, you stop and notice an unnerving thing in the walls. What looks to be at first glance satyrs and nymphs and nice little flowers. You see very faintly, if you look carefully, you can actually see serpents entwined in the grass, engraved into the image. And some of the bulbs of the flower heads are in actuality skulls. The decorative paneling goes all the way up through the walls, up through the spiral staircase. The black marble fireplace greeting you all
No.
with warmth.
I'm going
long sword
to-
hangs over the fireplace.
I'm going to shout out, "Hey," down this. See if anybody
Hey!
comes. Yeah. Hey! Is anybody here?
Notably, the din of the party is quite loud at this point. It's probably originating from the West Hall.
Keep your wits about you.
What would each of you like to be doing?
I really want to find the source of this noise. This place was supposed to be empty.
Maybe their parents are just hosting a party and somehow the children were mistaken.
If that were the case, would there be horses in the stables from the guests?
She does have a point.
Perhaps they don't own any horses right now.
The kind of establishment this is, I find that very unlikely.
Shall we see where the noise is coming from?
Yes.
It gets quieter as you step away from this door, Lucia.
I'm going to go into this hallway or room.
Okay. As you swing open the door, you do see a fine dining hall. But as you swing it open, expecting guests, the clattering of utensils, people eating, people partying. Instead, as you swing open the door, all of the noise stops and you hear all of the silverware fall onto the plates abruptly.
We're just gonna close that. There's nothing in
The
there.
door behind you, Orion, slams shut.
There was nothing
Jumps back.
in there?
No.
What was all that noise then?
It is now deathly quiet in the house.
Where did the sound of the party go?
There was no party in there. Just floating silverware and noises.
Loading silverware?
Notably, it was not floating some 3 feet up in the air. It looked as if people were using it. And as you swung open the door and caught them eating, it dropped about half an inch to their plate.
It was like people were eating. But nobody's in there. I think these kids might be right.
Are you sure we shouldn't go take a look?
It freaked me out. I just closed the door.
Whereas the door right
I was
behind me shut on its own. So,
Oh,
you
great.
tell me what's happening.
I'm gonna open this door again.
Okay. Swing it open.
I'm going to kind of try to peek in around his shoulder as he opens it.
Okay.
I'm going to test the knob behind me just to see whether or not it locked.
What knob?
Like the door. Like
Yes,
the one that
what
shut
knob?
behind me.
There's no knob.
We're
The
locked
knob
in.
is gone.
Well,
This might be a problem.
Lucia, do you want to try ramming this door?
Yeah, can I try to break the door down?
Give me an athletics check. Moira, you can indeed just peek your head inside, and you do spot a extravagant dining room. A large mahogany table with high-backed chairs, nicely cushioned, sculpted armrests, a crystal chandelier dangling above the table, casting resplendent light everywhere. It's something you can only dream of seeing in your life before now. Crystal and silverware, polished to dazzling shines.
Can I see if the food is warm?
Okay. Would you like to step inside?
Yes.
Okay. Moira takes some brave strides into the dining room, just as Lucia slams into the wall. It doesn't budge, Lucia.
Oh no.
In fact, there are no longer doors here. This is one solid wood wall with 2 stained glass windows.
I'm going to test the stained glass. Wherever it is.
It's right here. Would you like to attack it?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Give me an athletics check.
You got this. Oh.
I slipped.
You do not, in fact, have this, as you as you go to ram into the glass without thinking too much about it. You do shatter the glass. Victory, you feel, before realizing that you have impaled your elbow and shoulder with the glass. You pull away painfully. Well, at least the window is open, right? And you look back only to see that the glass has not been harmed at all. You look back to your arm and your shoulder and realize there's no glass in your arm, but the phantom pain remains in your body.
Originally was going to actually attack him with my sword, but fair.
The result would have been about the same.
Fair. Like I said.
Lucia, you are witness to this as you witness Orion slam through the glass, recoil, but the glass recoiled out of her skin and back into place on its own.
Interesting.
Elsewhere at Moira, this food...
House is on it.
This food is warm, Moira.
I'm gonna glance back to Sebastian. Well, the food is warm, so somebody must have recently cooked it.
But whoever was eating it was supposed to be in here, eating it, and they weren't.
They must be somewhere.
Guys,
Can I take a bite of this food?
there's
We
no way
have
to
an
get
issue.
out.
We have a problem. The door is gone.
There's no door.
The what?
The door is
Pardon?
gone. And the glass won't break.
I mean,
No, it'll break. It'll just mend itself back.
Can I inspect
Yeah, like
it and
that.
see if I recognize anything
You
about
can ask
this?
my arm.
I saw it. I was there.
Yes, you may. Give me a perception check, Moira. You can't find a door here anymore. It's a solid wood wall.
The door is gone.
Shit's locked.
don't worry, there's a door over here. We'll just take this door and move it over there.
Oh, that's how that works.
I'm not sure that's how it works. Stop
Two.
playing with the door.
Did you
Okay.
find anything interesting in the other room?
Hot food. I was about to take a bite before you yelled.
When
I'm
checking
guessing there
for
must be
the-
people here somewhere.
That food was awfully tantalizing, though, Sebastian. Just as you were about to take a bite.
It smelled so good.
It looked
How
good,
you
too.
know, you might actually die.
Sebastian, have you ever had any reason to be in a noble feast?
No.
Oh,
never had that
then this would be
opportunity.
the most food you've ever seen in your life. This could easily feed 8 people. This is like 5-course meals for 8 people amounts of food.
I feel like I could eat it all to myself. Don't. Nobody needs to smell it. We should just move on.
I guess we need to find a new way out if nothing else.
Should I open this door?
Go for it. Let's find out what's in there.
Hello?
As you step inside of this room, it is a large...
Oh, fuck.
You catch a glimpse of something feral moving. Amber topaz yellow eyes. A bestial muzzle curled into a snout. 3 large dire wolves, larger than any of you. The 6 feet tall monstrosity of a wolf.
Found where my coat came from. Ladies.
I need all of you
You
to
have
roll
weapons,
initiative.
right? Hmm.
Go ahead and give me that initiative check, please.
Sorry.
Lucia. It's alright. Each of you tense up as these large animals don't move. That is combat off. These are stuffed animals.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
okay. Well, that was close.
I am still going to stare at them
I'm going to poke this.
cautiously.
It was only a moment before you realized that these things are not moving, and another before you realized that it was not alone. This oak paneled room is some sort of hunting den. Mounted above the fireplace is a stag's head, and positioned around the room are various stuffed animals. But not the soft, fuzzy, warm kind.
Look at them curiously because I've never seen a mounted animal
I'll
before.
be right back.
Okay. Two padded chairs, also draped in animal furs, face a warm hearth. An oak table between them supporting various assortment of objects. This room, too, also has a crystalline chandelier above a cloth-covered table. Two large, imposing 7 feet tall cabinets stand against the northern wall. Give me a nature check, Moira.
Hmm.
Beautiful.
I will allow you one free reroll. Okay, sure.
Didn't want to waste it, you know?
Yeah.
Alright. What'd I miss?
Boros, rapidly flicking his tongue in and out, coiling around Moira's neck.
Is that thing okay?
Going to lean down and look the. Well, I don't know if I need to lean, I guess. I'm going to look the direwolf in the eye curiously.
It does not respond.
These things are real, but not alive.
The two cabinets at the northern end stand unlocked should you wish to investigate them.
Sure.
I'll
Playing
investigate this
cards.
one.
You may
Just
double click
gonna-
them in order to open up a loot table.
I'm just going to try to keep the door open on the off chance it locks on us, like the previous door.
Anyone is interested, this cabinet holds several crossbows.
Unfortunately, need to keep a hand free. Me being a mag and all.
This one just has playing cards in it.
I don't know how great I would be at a crossbow. What is that considered? A simple weapon strike?
Yes, a crossbow is a simple weapon. However, most crossbows are two-handed, remember. And a crossbow must be reloaded after every shot.
Is a hand crossbow two-handed?
A hand crossbow
No,
is one hand.
small one. Being shot one-handed. Okay. Now a nun with a crossbow.
What is it with priests and firearms in my setting?
Look, you keep handing them firearm. What do you expect?
It's true.
Boros gives you a feeling of reassurance. This is the correct way. You are on the right path.
All right, where to next?
Well, we're done in here. I guess move on to another room.
You emerge back
I
into
wait
the
on Mara
mysterious
to
hall.
leave.
Oh. Why am I not? There we go.
Let her pass first.
Okay.
Thoughts on just kicking this door in?
We investigate this room first.
Oh, okay.
You swing this one open and it is a small, cramped room. It is a cloakroom. You realize as you look out upon I would say about 4 to 5 cloaks and coats hung up in this room. They're well made.
Interesting.
Are they better than my traveler's cloak?
I would say it would mechanically offer you the same amount of protection, but yes, these are nobleman cloaks. These are exquisite fine leather of some beast you've never heard of. Thick, waterproof
One moment,
leather.
please.
Waterproof. I will contemplate it on my way out.
Okay. Among the cloaks is a cane. The head of the cane is a silver serpent face.
Show it to Mora. Serpent. Oh, hey, Ert.
Sorry, what are you showing me?
A cane with a serpent head.
I'd like to run my fingers over and inspect it.
Give me a perception check. As you run your fingers over it, you notice a small button. As you hesitantly press it, the cane shifts a little bit with a kshunk. And you realize that the cane separates and a small hidden blade is concealed within the cane. This is a sword cane. I will go ahead and add that to your equipment, Moira.
Wait. Sword cane.
Unfortunately, it is not a simple weapon.
Unsweet.
Just use it as a regular cane. It's rapier-like.
It is essentially just a rapier.
That is super tempting, if not for the fact that it's
Alright. My apologies.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
The ladies have discovered a strange sword cane while you were gone.
Interesting. That may be useful for you, Orion, yes?
Possibly.
Maybe you should consider keeping it.
If it's better than whatever you have or helpful to you, you can have it. I have it in my inventory, I think. So.
Considerable. Yes, sure. Alright. I will take back the sword king.
Alright. Where should we investigate next?
I'm gonna swing this door open.
Go for it.
Which one?
This
the
one.
door to the north. The door to the north swings open and reveals to you what looks to be a small kitchen.
Yes.
Does it essentially have the same stats as rapier?
It is agile, concealable, and finesse.
So I'm apparently taking back the sword cane.
Okay. It deals a d6 of piercing damage, so yes, it's essentially a rapier. As you swing open this door, a small kitchen greets you, tidy with dishware and utensils neatly placed on the shelves. The table nearby has a cutting
My
board
bad.
with a rolling pin atop of it, and a stone oven stands near the east wall, connected to the ceiling with an iron pipe. A thin, small door greets you to the west. As you peer around the corner, you notice a pantry. It's stocked full of food. It appears fresh.
Hot food, fresh food.
Over in this corner near you, Lucia, you spot a small dumbwaiter, maybe about 2 feet wide. It's a stone shaft with a wooden elevator box attached to a simple rope and pulley mechanism that must be handled manually. A small brass bell next to the dumbwaiter is attached to 2 buttons.
Is the dumbwaiter currently up in this room, or
It is in the kitchen.
I mean, like opening it? Like, is it?
Is the lift
Oh, like, is the
visible?
lift there, or is it?
The lift is
Down,
currently
or-
in the kitchen.
Okay. Anything in it?
No, it is an empty box.
Okay.
You do believe the only way up is up from here.
Smells of delicious delight greet you, Lucia, as you swing the door open. Lucia, would you have had any reason to go to a nobleman's feast?
No, I don't think so.
Then this too is also probably the most delicious thing you've ever seen.
Let's carry on. That is quite a lot of food in there.
at the very least, your mind having a somber but almost reassuring thought that surely you shouldn't starve to death should you be trapped in this house.
Hear that?
Should we try going upstairs?
Probably should.
Even though we're trying to go downstairs.
I'm just trying to find a door out. And it wasn't on this floor.
Was there anywhere else in the dining room?
I don't think we really looked in there. Just through the doorway.
I'm gonna try.
Okay. As you step inside, smells delicious. It's warm. It's nice. It's cozy. There's a nice fireplace. Crystalline silverware greets you.
Try to inspect the room closely.
Okay. Give me a perception check. You do spot some windows that should lead to the outside behind these red silk drapes covering the windows. The wall paneling in here is full of imagery of deers among trees.
I'm going to try the windows.
Okay. Notably, as you peer out into the windows, they do not lead outside anymore. It is pitch black, as if you are in a void.
Cool boy.
Oh boy.
Could I possibly think of a reason why this is happening?
Give me an Arcana or Occult check.
These are four. Bleh.
Okay. The obvious answer is you're no longer in the house. You are in a place that looks like the house, but you are not inside of that house. Whether you were transported here physically, or your minds are now trapped somewhere, you're in an imitation of the house. Your mind reels as you wonder if the same laws of reality still apply, with the doors able to become walls and phantasmal servants and dining hall participants vanishing before your eyes.
I take a seat and just bury my face into my hands, deep in thought.
Meanwhile, I need everybody in here to give me a will save.
No.
Oh,
Oh, that's my best one.
that's my worst one.
Moira, Sebastian, you cannot resist yourself anymore. Select something on these plates. You have to take a bite. It smells too good.
Yeah.
Just one bite.
For that
Pheasants, and
potential.
grapes, apples, cherries, pies, tarts, pumpkin pie.
I'm gonna eat a grape.
Just one grape.
I'm gonna
I'm
snag
going
a grape off the vine.
Grab a little piece of a pastry. I've never had a pastry before.
Okay.
Never had most things on this table before.
You snag a grape, Sebastian, and then another, and another. They go down easily, and they're nice, crisp, cold, juicy grapes. You couldn't ask for better. Meanwhile, Mora, while you have no frame of reference, this is still beyond delicious to you. It's invigorating, almost. Sugary, sweet. A nice amount of bread that fills the belly without overstuffing yourself. It is delicious. I will say each of you now have a slight bonus to your next save.
Sick.
After
Is there-
taking a breath, I'm just going to get up and inform them of the fact that we're no longer in the actual house.
Where?
It's an imitation.
What do you mean? We didn't go anywhere else. We're right here.
What we know of this world no longer applies.
But if we're no longer in the house, where could we possibly be?
Good question. Should find out, shouldn't we?
I guess we'll just have to keep exploring.
I don't know if you guys prefer this or not, but you can move with WASD as well.
I
Oh.
have been,
Yeah, I move with the arrow keys most of the time.
Okay.
I've actually been doing like a little of both, depending on where my hands happen to be.
Regardless, Sebastian is right. You've, for all you know, examined everywhere that you could. The only way up is up.
I guess we'll head up the stairs.
You may click the door icon.
Oh, okay.
As you come to the top of these stairs, you hear a haunting melody greet you. Someone is playing piano here, and rather expertly. It is coming from the east through these double doors. As well as that, in this hallway, large armored statues flank both doors in this hallway with yet another warm fireplace. A portrait depicting the children and supposedly their parents greets you here. A dour-looking older gentleman and a regal-looking older woman flank the children that you met earlier. The oil lamps in this hallway are unlit. The staircase that you just ascended, however, continues to rise even further up, should you wish. You now can see down to the bottom. It is a 10-foot drop from here, and the stairway continues upward.
There seems to be noise coming from behind this door. However, last time I opened the door, all the noise stopped. And there was nothing there.
I am just eyeing the armors.
Their imposing metallic plate mail. Classical Greyhawk make.
Maybe we should investigate that room last.
Or maybe knock on the door. See what happens.
Good try.
Alright, I'm gonna knock.
Okay. You. And the music slows. Well, come on in. A warm
there's...
voice greets you.
Do I open it?
Go for it.
And there's no one at the piano.
Sitting
Oh,
at the
there he is.
piano is an older gentleman with stark white hair and a friendly smile on his face. He sits petting a gaunt, starved-looking dog at his feet.
Sir?
Well, welcome. I can't say we were expecting guests. Nobody told me you were coming.
Yeah. I'm starting to get that feeling too.
By the sounds downstairs, it seemed like you already had quite a few guests.
Is that so? Well, I suppose there is a party going on then,
Is this your house?
Me? Oh, goodness, no, sir. I just work here. He stands slowly. The name is Gustav, he says, sticking a hand out towards you, Sebastian.
I go to fist bump him. Then we have that awkward exchange.
Well, you've got some spirit, Sonny.
Yeah. Thank
Pats
you.
your fists. Gossamer drapes cover the windows of this hall. It is some sort of dance hall, you realize. The chandelier is brass-plated, hanging from the ceiling, and upholstered chairs line the walls. Stained glass wall hangings depict beautiful men, women, and children all dancing, singing, and playing instruments. This grand piano is a almost artificially bright red wood, and near it is a large standing harp. Alabaster figurines of dancers, delicate and tiny, adorn the mantelpiece to the north. Once again, a roaring warm fire. And the elder man, who is known as Gustav, is wearing an unusually strikingly clean suit, as opposed to most of your travel wear. He wears a fine-looking, shiny, pinned medal pinned to his chest. Well, he sits back down at the piano. Say, this fellow, he says, motioning to the dog. He wouldn't happen to be yours, would he?
I don't see how.
Well, he kind of just wandered in earlier. Oop, that's the wrong one. But don't you worry me, he's been keeping me company. He's a true connoisseur of the arts, ain't that right, boy? He says with a boisterous laughter. The dog licks his hand nervously, but does not move from beneath the piano. How about you? Do you play? He says, motioning to you, Orion.
I could learn.
That's what I like to hear, he says, reinvigorated. Come, sit, he says, patting the bench next to him. He scoots over to make room for you. What would the rest of you like to be doing in the meantime?
I
I'm
would
going
like go over
attempt
by
to
the
call
dog.
the dog. I was gonna call the
Oh no, everybody's going to the dog.
I'm just gonna
I
lean
would like
against
to
the wall.
pet the dog.
I am aware this would happen.
I'm going to lean against the wall.
He's too cool to pet the dog now.
And watch
No
everybody
one's
pet the
too
dog.
cool to pet the dog.
He's going to serve
I would
it
like to
the scene.
Dad,
extend
we're
my
not
hand
getting
to
a
the
dog. Dad and the dog later. The dog whines. Which one of you reach out to it first?
I will.
Okay. It looks at you, Moira, and it does not move. It trembles. You realize now, as you trace its gaze, it has locked eyes with Boros, who is now slowly slithering down your hand defensively once more.
I'm gonna pull my hand back quickly and take a step away.
Okay. It whimpers and whines. Do you reach for the dog as well, Lucia?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a diplomacy check.
Okay.
Okay. The dog does actually come out. And it moves towards you of its own volition. It is a gaunt, starved looking thing. You realize you can see its ribs quite clearly. Though it is not a mangy stray dog, this was somebody's dog, you realize. You've no idea how long it's been in here without food, however. It licks your hands lovingly before crawling out from under the piano and sitting at your feet, making sure to back up into your leg as if
What a
using
good
you for
boy.
protection.
Would like to pet him
You do so.
for a few minutes.
You pet him for a few minutes. As Orion and the old man have now finally begun to play. Orion, he is helping to guide your hands, but let's be honest, he's doing most of the work.
Yeah, it's fair.
The piano is, however, beautiful, you realize, and you do come to enjoy it. Some minute passes as the song winds on, and you each watch as things appear, tricks of the light to the north, figures, not shadowy figures, but figures of light to the north, dancing and twirling around the room. You each watch as men and women of nobility, fine gowns and dresses you could never hope to possess, laughing, feasting, drinking wine. One man tumbles into a woman's arms. She giggles with delight before tumbling to the floor, unable to stand herself. There must be 20 or 30 of them whirling around the room, giggling and laughing now. It's infectious, even. Most of you feeling lighthearted. Who among you has been to a party last? It doesn't have to be a nobility party, but who among you would have gone to some sort of celebration last?
I've gone to religious celebrations.
Would you say it was a joyous
Yeah.
time?
No.
No.
Probably did before I started crusading.
Orion, tell us about the last celebration you went to.
It was more familial than anything else. Humble type of celebration. May have been a coming of age.
Okay.
Also kind of an engagement at some point.
I will reward you a hero point for that. These fleeting memories of a life before your crusade fill your mind warmly. You do not notice, but the rest of you do. Gustav beginning to meld and swirl around Orion, taking a phantasmal form. Orion now playing the piano fully on her own, with no help from Gustav. As the man, with his kindly old smile, nods quietly over her shoulder. I need the rest of you to give me a perception check.
Was it not me?
Yes. We will go ahead and say do I have that prepped? I don't. Wait, no, I do.
I'll be back.
Okay. Then we will have to wait for Zilly to come back for this next bit. In the meantime, the spirits whirl and twirl around you, Lucia. One gentleman inviting you to dance, seemingly. Do you accept the offer?
Yeah.
Okay. As you turn in surprise and go to accept his invitation, you watch as a woman drifts through your torso, accepting his invitation. He takes his newfound partner and begins to whirl around, enjoying the waltz that Orion is currently playing for them. The dog has now positioned itself firmly between your legs, shivering.
Oh,
Like to hit him reassuringly, telling him he's alright.
Petting the dog will reward you another hero point.
Back.
All right, here I come.
Welcome back.
What's happening?
They're enjoying the party
Okay.
and petting the dog. Notably,
Understand.
for the rest of you, a chill runs up your spines as you gaze across all of the partygoers. and you notice a shadowy figure, unlike the rest, draped in light and phantasmal visuals. My words fail me because I have been talking so long. This figure, unlike the rest, is shadowy, garbed in night, a raven figure standing directly across from you, seemingly more alive and real than the rest of the figures, out of place among the creatures. And for just the briefest moment, you each catch sight of a figure that I will post in Discord for only 15 seconds, so enjoy it while you can.
Well,
That's intimidating looking.
Before the figure disappears, Orion, the strings snap on the piano, violently plunging the room into darkness. You each hear Gustav's voice one final time. The usual boisterous, cheerful man. The room plunged into darkness. Oh dear. I think my master is calling me. Excuse me, children. And the room goes quiet as the grave. Suddenly a loud, catastrophic, grinding noise can be heard from upstairs.
hey,
All of the lights in the room have been extinguished.
What is happening?
stay still. I try to light a torch for them,
Okay.
since I'm the only one who can see.
You do so. It's the torch behind you on the wall. Blessedly, most of you can now see at least a little bit in the room. Okay. What are you casting light on, Mora? You are also muted, probably.
Earring.
You're what?
My earring.
Okay. The light illuminates the entire room, unlike the torch. Piercing and bright.
With that, I just light the fireplace, my torch if there's any firewood.
We'll say you go around and relight the lights in the room.
Should we find out what that grinding is?
We probably should investigate.
Should we look in these rooms and see what's in here? Even though it was coming from upstairs.
Okay, and with that, we will stop there for tonight.
I knew that was coming.
We have went an extra 30 minutes tonight. I think we'll be
Oh.
fine.
But we're supposed to be done at 11. Well, 11 my time.
Yes. 3-hour sessions. We
Okay.
can go longer if you guys like to, but I didn't know if you guys had time or were too tired.
That's pretty good right here.
Okay. Notably, Lucia the dog is now following you.
I was about to ask about that too.
As you stoop down to examine
Puppy.
him. More curious than anything, the gaunt, starved little dog has a name tag.
Wait, before we go, can I offer him a ration? Because he
may.
looks hungry.
you may. As well as that,
Lancelot. I like that.
Precious.
he snaps up the ration instantly, voraciously. Whimpering and whining, it's all he can do to eat, it seems. This poor thing has been starved near to death already.
I offer it a bit of water.
You each spend about 10 minutes babying the dog. Let's skip over that.
Use my
cannot
healing
baby
tools
the
on
dog. My snake wants to eat the dog. I stay away from the dog, sadly, but I look at it wistfully.
Listen, it is starved to death.
He's a
Okay.
good boy.
You threw a dog in the game, Stray. You knew this was going to happen.
I'm aware. In fact, I made sure to point it out. This is exactly what would happen about 5 days ago.
I was
He's
there.
our friend. We have to take care of him.
It's a good boy.
Regardless,
Play
we
a
can...
piano, even though have 0 charisma.
We're going to stop there for the night. Any last words for the audience or any last actions you guys want to do?
I want to
No.
attempt a backflip.
Alright, give me a performance check.
No, I don't. No.
What acrobat?
Remember, kids, I'll let you do anything. That doesn't mean it's a good idea.
If your performance on the stairs was not telling enough.
Listen, I almost had it.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
Wasn't
Slow
remotely
down a little
close.
bit. I actually took max damage from that too. That was the best fucking part.
Did you really?
I did.
Yes, yes
Oh
you
my
did.
god.
It was a 1d4 and I
Max
took 4
damage.
damage.
You're
Alright,
ridiculous.
well, that's gonna wrap up our quote-unquote first, actually second session of Return to Ravenloft. I hope you guys will have fun with it. I had fun finally getting to start after so long of building up.
Me too.
Yes.
It was quite fun.
Yes, it was.
Alright, let's go ahead and we'll take the server down and send you guys back to the landing page
Yeah.
to await the next session. A few things. This campaign will use something called automatic bonus progression. You don't need to worry about the specifics of that. All you need to know is that in general, your power will not come from finding loot. Your power will come from getting levels. You do not rely on loot near as much as the other campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And two, this is not an experience campaign. This will be a milestone leveling campaign. You will receive level ups at designated times in the story, which means you will not gain XP for combat or overcoming trials. It is a designated time to level up. So do not feel the need to fight every fight. It may not be worth it.
Gotcha.
But we are going to go ahead and wrap it up there for everybody. Say bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.